Hey,
Hey,
everybody! Welcome back to Sofa Spouses.
Sofa Spouses.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Amanda.
All right, and so we are doing our review for Avatar: The Way of Water. We went and watched it
Last night.
last night. We were gonna do a trailer. We were gonna do a out of the movie, right, fresh out of the movie, review last night, but we had technical difficulties, so
But we think we got
we
those
think
fixed.
we think we got them fixed. So but so it was, I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. It's very, very well done movie. Like, it had a lot of, like, I just want to talk about the technology first real quick. um we'll do a I'm gonna do a quick, like, non-spoiler review, um because it's it's really good. It's got a lot of really good, the cinematography was just absolutely insane. I can't explain how good the cinematography was. It it literally takes you out of reality for a little bit. It makes you feel like you're actually there. It felt like I was looking through a window instead of watching a movie.
Yeah, it really did. That's a
And
lot of points. Yeah.
and and I feel like it's not necessarily a movie. It's more like something you go to experience.
Yes, this is
And
definitely a
definitely an
theater
experience.
movie.
You want to see this in the theater on the largest possible
Oh,
screen that you can in 3D.
and if you're interested in seeing the Oppenheimer movie that Christopher Nolan is doing,
Yes,
you get a
you
nice
get a
little
nice surprise
surprise
at the beginning.
trailer.
There's
We
a
will review that
We're gonna review it, but
if they drop it. They
if they
might
drop
just
it,
drop a
but
different trailer at this point
yeah,
later
but
because it
it's
doesn't come out till July.
yeah,
So,
but they did drop a trailer for that in the beginning of the movie. So
and it's really
it's really good.
Albert Einstein. I'm not sure who's playing it. Dang, I meant to look that up today before
So,
this video, but because I was curious. But
yeah,
Albert
Albert
Einstein's
Einstein's in it.
in
Oh
it.
gosh, it's so good. It's so good
It just
looking.
looks like it's going to be amazing. If and there, Christopher Nolan knows how to make a trailer. His
Oh yeah,
countdown trailer was that he did originally for that movie was really, really
it
good. I
was.
thought it was really neat.
But
It looks like it's going to be extraordinarily well acted.
yes,
Um, and looks like the cinematography is going to be something else. I mean,
yeah,
if you haven't heard movie news, I mean, he actually created an explosion.
yes.
So
Apparently,
it's been apparently so not a real nuclear
yeah,
explosion,
but
but
an explosion that
was
was
similar.
similar in look and feel. So,
And so
but
I
anyway,
yeah, we were both we were just sitting there going, wait a
pleasantly
minute,
surprised.
what is that?
Is that wait a
What
minute,
what?
what? So,
And
but yeah, so anyway,
so
that was really good. But
yeah, if they do drop it, we'll do a little
we'll do
review
a
of it
review of
and
that.
show the trailer. I don't know if they're gonna drop it though. I think
Yeah,
this is a IMAX,
it
and
might be an IMAX exclusive thing.
underdone. And the cool part is they filmed with special black and white IMAX
Yeah,
cameras. So this movie is going to be in black and white
there's parts of it's gonna be in black and white
and color.
and color,
And I am
but
so excited about that
so
because I don't think
excited.
that's been done since
I don't
Wizard of
think,
Oz.
yeah, I
I
don't think
really
it
don't think
has.
that's been done since Wizard of Oz.
No, so
And
ever since
so
they
I'm
invented
excited
color, they
about it.
haven't really thought to film in black and white. Granted, there's been other films that have been done in black and white, but I don't think there's been an especially designed IMAX camera designed to do black and white only.
And if you look at updated black and white stuff, because it seems popular, a lot of things are like
it's kind of a retro thing.
Having black and white looks so different now.
It does. It looks so different.
It's gorgeous.
When you have a high resolution, but yet it's black and white, it's weird. But yeah. Anyway,
it doesn't look anything like the old movies did. It looks gorgeous.
But anyway, the reason why Avatar looked so good was because they had a brand new aspect ratio and a brand new frame rate for the movie. The frame rate is so fast that you can't tell that it's a film. It literally looks.
I don't know if I would necessarily say that.
You can't see the frames. You can't see the frames.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's so
you
fast.
You usually don't see a frame with the
movie.
A
lot of times, most of the times with movies, you can't really see the frames. But in this case, it was seamless. 100% seamless.
Yeah, it did. It really felt like you were looking in the window and they were right
through
there.
Window and that they were
way
right
more
there.
Than the original.
Oh yeah.
And we even saw the re-release.
Yeah, we went and we saw the re-release.
And I don't know how much he was able to make that look like this was going to look.
But it was.
This looks so.
It was so good.
I mean, they look. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think they look real in the original, but
this one.
Then they look so real.
So good.
It's freaky.
It's like.
It's freaky.
It's like one of those situations where you really can't tell where the CGI and the where the CGI animation and the live action stuff melds. You can't see it. You can't tell where the CGI ends and the live action begins. You can't. Like, you almost wonder if maybe they just done the whole thing in CGI. But then you're just like, well, no, because that definitely is definitely a live action person. But that person over there is definitely a CGI person, but I can't tell the difference. So it is so good, so well done. I definitely recommend it. It was definitely worth going and seeing, in my opinion. I liked just about everything about it. It was so good.
So we have a little bit of different opinions on this one.
Yes, we do.
And this is kind of where the spoiler starts. Because I'm not gonna spoil everything. Because like we say all the time in these, we don't like to be one of those that just go through every little aspect in a spoiler.
Yeah.
Because we don't think that's fun. We want you to still have some mystery.
Yes.
And but this is where, so if you don't want to know, stop when I'm talking.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I love Avatar. I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as he did.
Well, I'm a sci-fi nerd. I can't help myself.
I love the world and the Na'vi. So much so that I almost bought a Na'vi jacket when we were at Pandora, but I got another cooler shirt because I thought it was cooler and funner to act like you've been in actual land. So I got one that said Pandora on it.
Right.
Unfortunately, I gained some weight since then, so I even more weight than so I couldn't wear it last night. But we got some really cool Avatar shirts that I'm washing today.
Yeah, they're in the washer, so we weren't able to wear them.
But I wore this because this is a multiple review day. But anyway, because we're doing Cross Spider-Verse, which looks really good.
Yes, it does.
So anyway, I wanted a sequel. When it ended like that, I wanted a sequel. But to be honest, I was a little disappointed. Because it's been a long, long time. And to me, the basic, and when I say this, I'm not talking about how you write a story. The basic plot points felt kind of the same. There were a lot of other plot points in it that were different. But if you break it down, they end up having to, their home gets destroyed and they face the possibility is being destroyed and they face the possibility of losing it. But this time they actually leave. The same villain, basically, though he has a more interesting arc in this one, I would say.
Yes, I would say he's a little bit more interesting of an arc.
More interesting of an arc.
I'd say he was a little bit more of a focus too this time too.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really, he was the main character, but he wasn't really the focus of the story. Last one.
A family member dies. We won't say.
Yeah, we won't say who it was.
Just like in the last one. And what was the other thing I was saying last night?
There's a big battle and they have to.
Yeah, there's
and they chase off the humans.
There's 2 big battles.
Oh, and that there's a new ecological.
That I didn't have as much of a problem with it because that felt different, and I think it needed to. But yeah, basically, and then there's 2 big battles, and they're fighting.
Yeah, so I guess in other words, it kind of felt like it had the same plot.
And I would think after 14 years to write this script and other scripts, as we found out when we were watching the interview with Cameron before this, that it could have been a little bit better in that respect. But as far as the environmental goes, yes, it's dealing with the environment again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dealing with the ocean, and people are forgetting about when I was growing up in the 90s, and him too, though I probably remember it a little bit more than him because he was 89. So some of the earlier 90s, he was really little. But, you know, it was very, and I'm also from California, so it spent most of the 90s in California, like until 98 in California. So, I remember very much, you know, don't litter in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You were to cut the plastic little holders off your Coca-Cola cans. When you bought those packs, they don't really do them that way anymore. But and you should still do that, but we've forgotten that. And beaches are getting littered again like no other.
Yep.
It's stupid. And they talk about whaling, which is horrible. There's a reason that is outlawed.
Yep.
Because they are really
brutal
and don't. Anyway, to me, that was different enough. That didn't bother me. I think that's what needed to be talked about today. Because the oceans are
very important.
Very important and beautiful. The underwater stuff was amazing. Oscar people, James Cameron's probably going to beat you. I guarantee you he's going to get knocked. The other kind of disappointment was saying is, yes, the tech felt new and great, but it didn't feel like it was something like, oh, kind of like last time. It was like it felt more like a
very much overly refined version of what we already had.
Yeah, because let's face it, technology has changed a lot.
Yes, it has.
And he did this great motion capture thing, and I swear, that I think Little Mermaid kind of used his help with it, because did we get that video put up? Yeah, we did. We did the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
And if you haven't seen that trailer, very much a teaser.
Yes.
Teaser right now.
Very much teaser.
But it looked amazing, and it kind of reminded me of the Avatar underwater stuff they showed. So and she was actually underwater for some of it. So I don't know. I don't know if they use. I mean, he's technically on their payroll.
Yeah, you could be helping.
I don't know if they use some.
I'm sure that
it looked really good.
I'm sure that there was probably some communication going on there.
Yeah, because why would Disney not use that when they? So, Sigourney Weaver, I really gained respect for her last night, just because I thought she did an amazing job. She voices a teenager, and you cannot at any point in the whole entire movie tell it's her.
Yeah. No, you can't.
And somewhat you can kind of hear her voice, but it was very different. Like, it's her voice as a teenager. There are certain moments where you can kind of hear it. So, very much pleasantly surprised. Not that I didn't think the acting was good last time, but
yeah,
Neytiri, oh my gosh,
she did good.
Don't mess with her. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't mess with her.
Don't mess with her. She done.
She's crazy.
She done.
She crazy.
She done. She done.
But anyway.
But anyway, the world was amazing. The family aspect that they talked about.
The family aspect was one of my favorite parts. I really liked that.
It definitely makes you want to see the sequel. I'm just saying, some of the things that I was afraid of happened.
Yeah.
Which was that the story was going to basically kind of be the same. And when I found out that the actor who played the villain was coming back, I was like, oh, great. They're bringing him back.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was kind of interesting the way that they brought him back, though.
He's full Avatar.
It's basically... They basically have...
and he would not be... They were wrong. He would not be happy with that at all. Because he hated them the end of the first movie.
There is... Now that I think about it, there is kind of a little bit of a plot hole that was introduced in this movie that...
Yeah, we won't really go that.
I'm gonna talk about it, though, because it's an interesting plot hole that I don't know if anybody's has caught yet. The way that they brought back Corlett, or what it was, Courage. The way that they brought back the bad guy was through uploading his memory engrams, his memory, basically all of his memories and his consciousness, I guess you could say, to an avatar body. The plot, the whole point, the reason why Jake Sully had to come to Pandora in the first place was because his brother died on Earth, making him not be able to go and do the Avatar program. If he was such an important scientist...
But you also had to remember, this is supposed to be years later.
Let me finish. No, let me finish. Because the memory engrams were created back in the first movie. So the technology existed back then. Yeah, but maybe
it wasn't perfected enough to completely do that.
Why didn't they create a memory stamp or a memory clone of the brother before he died? Like, if he was probably such an important employee, if he was such an important employee, why didn't they have a backup?
Because they probably didn't expect him to die, and maybe yes, they were working on them, but maybe they hadn't perfected it.
Maybe they hadn't perfected the technology yet. I don't know.
Do that. You got to remember, this is supposed to be quite a few years later. It's not just right after. Well, I mean, he has stinking 4 kids.
What I'm talking about, hun, is the.
Yes, that is kind of a plot
the memory stamp.
The other thing, cloning
technology. That cloning technology came along or was existent at the time of the original battle in the first movie, because that's when the colonel's clone memories were created.
Yeah, but maybe they hadn't perfected how to put it in the avatar yet, and that's why they did. And that's why
maybe they hadn't. Yes, that's probably
true. And
also,
true. They probably didn't make it for his brother because they probably didn't expect his brother to die.
Yes, they probably didn't expect his brother to die. And yes, that's a million different.
Healthy young man. You don't normally expect healthy young men to just die, and they don't even really say how he died. I don't think
he was killed by a robber.
Okay.
He was mugged in the streets and killed by somebody trying to steal his wallet, basically.
Oh yeah, I think they do say that, don't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, I think the bigger plot hole has to do with Spider, but I won't get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I personally thought that I loved the way they made the humans come back with vengeance. Gosh, the human invasion was brutal. The
avatars the Na'vi came back with a vengeance too.
Well, yeah, they did, but the human
they got guns. They got big gun this time.
The invasion of Pandora was crazy. Like, they came at the beach. They came at the beach with battering rams, if you know what I mean. They literally their landing ships were the ships, not just like little like shuttlecraft. We're talking like they actually used the spaceships that they came with and like came down and blasted a hole in the jungle and then placed their little landing craft in the middle of this giant burning hole.
Yeah.
I'm like talk about like creating a beachhead with a battering ram.
What I'm interested in, supposedly they came out and said that in 5
they're supposed to go to Earth, which is going to be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. There's definitely going to be some overpopulation themes. I think that's going to be playing a part in that.
And because one of the generals
is talking about their main focus now for Pandora was more colonization versus
Earth is dying,
because Earth is basically dying, and one of the main things that can cause that to happen is overpopulation. But
his kids are great.
Oh, his kids are great. The family aspect in this movie is amazing. I love everything about it.
Got tied up again.
I got tied up again. That was so fun. His kids are so fun.
Took was her name? Yeah,
Took. And there's just like so many different. They had a fun family dynamic. And so, but I love how I kind of actually loved the life that they had created before the humans came back, because the Na'vi and the scientist humans that stayed behind had kind of created a kind of a truce or bond between each other, and they were living in harmony, which was kind of fun.
They left to protect that.
Yes, they did leave to protect that, and
so, but and I imagine we'll see them again.
Yes, we're going to see them again.
See the forest.
Yes, we're not going to see the forest. We're not going to not see the forest people again.
The I have water no idea people what's are great. Though.
The water people
I love
are great.
The water people.
The water scenes were absolutely
and the
amazing.
hot hook. They did the hook. I thought it was great. They did the what is that?
The haka.
The haka. Yeah.
They definitely
when they get mad, they start doing like
they start doing that.
When they get really mad, when they start killing the real. Whoops, sorry, not gonna say it. Forget I
try not to spoil
when
that
they
part.
Get really mad, which is great because they're supposed to be like Pacific Islander.
Yes,
it's just
so it's great. It's great.
I thought that was great. I was like, oh, and I think, and I should have done this, but a lot of people joke, that Avatar was Pocahontas, and I should have thought about that and got myself a Pocahontas shirt and worn it, because I actually had a really neat Pocahontas shirt when I was a little girl when that movie came out, and I liked that movie. But anyway, as much as that is a joke, I love the fact that the Na'vi
are very much
represent Native Americans,
natives,
and
of all kinds, really. I mean,
and I think that is cool because they don't get a lot of it.
No, they don't. They don't get a lot of
it. There's not a lot of Native American actors.
No, there's not.
A lot of in movies they don't, and I don't know how they feel about Avatar, but they're proud.
Yes,
they portray them as proud, and Native Americans and indigenous are very proud people, and they should be.
Yeah, they should.
And I think that the way that shows that is great. Because what makes them proud is their sense of community and and their love of the lands that they grew up in.
Yeah.
That they came to be in, I guess.
Yeah.
More what I should say. And
of them
carry the land that they're a part of in their hearts. All of those people. From Aborigine to us.
The one thing that I can say about these movies so far is that they are definitely a letter of caution to mankind, in that if we ever do manage to get out into the universe and we're going and colonizing and exploring and making contact with other civilizations, that we learn from our past and not go in with the intention of trying to take over or treating the natives like they are savages.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what kind of how technologically advanced they are, or how they are. It's fine. It's still going. But I think that it's definitely a word of caution to help us to think about that when we are going out and making contact with people like that, because if it does happen, if it ever does happen, and we do go out and try to colonize an alien world, and we find indigenous species on it, that brings that question of what would our actual reaction be? What would we do? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, tell us what you guys think in the comments below. What did you guys think of Avatar: The Way of Water? If you've gone to see it already, if you have, don't forget to no spoilers in the comments.
Yes,
please, no spoilers.
This is
in the
technically
comments.
night 1, I think.
Yes, we're still on night 1. So it's only been out for a day and a half. So, but we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
We see you.
We see you.